This is WIA National News for week commencing December the 6th, 2009. Hi, I'm Robert, VK3DN.
And I'm Brian, VK3HXR.
Well, for those people who were tuned in and listening to us last week, they may have also been watching us. And as we put on a news release on the WIA website, thanks to Jack, VK3WW, he recorded us video here on the National News broadcast. And we're doing it again this week.
Amazing but true. Second go, and hopefully better than the first.
Amazing technology.
Thank you very much for everyone who sent us feedback, though. We really do appreciate it, and send us more. Thank you also to Graham for the opportunity to host again, 2 weeks in a row. Thank you very much.
Excellent. Now, what have you been up to this week, Brian?
Lots of work, but I do have a toy. I've got it here in front of me, Rob, and everybody who's watching on ATV now can see it. It's the Amazon Kindle. It's a 6-inch e-ink screen, we'll talk about that in a second, with a keypad at the bottom, 1.5 GB of space. Lands in the country now from Amazon at around the $300 Australian mark, which is, I think, amazing. Okay for a gadget.
This thing is just amazing. Now, obviously, those people who don't have the ATV can't see it, but let me describe it to you. It's about the size of like a hardback book, but it's only about 5 mil thick. Its screen looks a little bit like an LCD, but it's much, much clearer, and it's not backlit, but it's very easy to read like paper. It's got a keypad on the bottom, a QWERTY keypad on the bottom.
And it only uses power when you're changing screens, so it lasts for about 2 weeks with a charge, and it's basically inert right now. It's not using anything to display what it's got on the screen.
But I can see the picture on the screen.
It looks like paper. They call it e-paper or e-ink or an e-book reader, and you can just buy books and it comes down. You get your own text, email yourself PDFs and things like that, and I've got 20 or 30 books on there now. They're a little bit cheaper than a regular book, which is good, and the more books you put on it, it doesn't weigh any more than what it did when it came out of the box when it was delivered.
It's all silicon.
It is.
Can you read, for example, amateur radio manuals or anything like that on it?
I've actually got an old PDF of one of the RSGB articles on there that I was reading today.
Amazing. All right. Well, we could go on about that, but we won't.
Let's not. Let's talk about errors and omissions.
Yes, what have we done wrong? Oops.
Well, this is actually about the story that I delivered last week from Bill Pasternak regarding the 706. So let's get into it. This note is from our LA studio and Bill Pasternak, Editor-in-Chief of Amateur Radio Newsline. He says, after reading the story on the 706's demise, I decided to check the info with Ray Novak at ICOM. And he says it's not quite accurate. To quote Ray, while I'm quoting Bill, I guess it was not clear when I said it seems they have decided to discontinue the product. At this time, it will continue in the ICOM America product line. What I meant was in reference to ICOM Australia, not the production in Japan. So it seems it's more of a local marketing decision by ICOM Australia rather than a global product availability situation. I'll add that I got a bit suspicious of the item because the IC706 Mark II-G is still the world's leading selling ham transceiver, and I could just not see ICOM killing the goose that lays the proverbial golden radio egg. At least not yet. Oh, and overseas readers, says Bill, note that the 5-year warranty seems to be an ICOM in Australia only project, as no other ICOM distributor is offering the 5-year warranty. Enjoy, Bill Pasternak, WA6ITF, AR Newsline. Thank you, Bill.
And thank you, Bill. Yes, we will enjoy the 5-year warranty.
While it lasts.
Yes. During 2009, our Wireless Institute of Australia has been considering training of amateurs for activities associated with emergency communications preparedness. Now, in the July and September issues of Amateur Radio magazine, the WIA comment by Michael Owen focused on issues surrounding amateur radio operator emergency communications training and general preparedness. From the feedback we've received, the board considered that a nationally accredited training system was an essential element in the broad range of issues associated with emergency communications provided by amateur operators. So in association with the WIA's recognised training organisation, or RTO, Train Safe Australia, it's a nationally recognised training package is now being developed. The WIA board has prepared a statement on where it's at in the development of this particular training package and a summary of feedback and issues. The statement and attachments can be found in the news release on the homepage of the WIA website.
Now to hams across Australia. Firstly, VK2, preliminary work on the Evans repeater. Satisfactory investigation and work has been started at Mount Monumba. This is about 9 kilometres southwest of Woodburn, at an existing tower site. It's hoped to cover the Pacific Highway gap between Ballina to Maclean.
And in VK3, here's one to put in your diary. It's a new contest for Christmas. No, it's not. It's the Yarra Valley Hamfest sale on Sunday the 28th of February 2010. I was only tricking. 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Healesville Memorial Hall in Healesville. There'll be free tea and coffee, ample parking, and it's only $5 entry. So for table bookings and further information, contact Gavin, VK3GH.
I'm planning to be there, so I'll see everybody else there as well. Now to VK4 Art, VK4GO/JA1 OGS, as we reported some months ago, has finished his APRS work in Japan with Kenwood Yaesu Japan and has settled down in Cairns. From Cairns, he's running an APRS Digipeater, VK4GO-3, at the latest Cairns Radio Club meeting. He told how by replacing an old BBS system with the club APRS, it'll soon be on the airwaves. With the latest Radio Club meeting seeing 10 members turn up, they got into a very good discussion about how to create more club activity in the Cairns region. Now, down the road a piece from Cairns, in the garrison city of Townsville, and the Townsville Amateur Radio Club held its 2009 AGM on Sunday, November 23rd at Rossiter Park. The election of the 2010 TARC Management Committee was conducted by Gavin Rybelt, VK4ZZ, and confirmed by the honorary membership of Professor Emeritus Jim Ward, Professor Mel Heron, Judy Robertson, and the Honourable Peter Lindsay, VK4TO.
And in VK7, to our very good buddies in Tasmania. Now, if you're thinking of saying thank you to your XYL for letting you play radio, well, how better to do it than taking her out to lunch? Now, guys, you can do this in the safe company of other amateur radio operators, all doing the same thing.
Sounds good.
Or just plain celebrating. You can do it at the Riverview Inn at Lower Sandy Bay on Saturday the 12th of December at 1200 hours. Harmonics are welcome, of course, as are non-licensed radio enthusiasts. RSVP to any Wyson South members or ROD VK7TRF.
Now to VK9. Of all places, we learn about this from the RSGB, who have details on a local chap who's off to Willis. They also point out that you can QSL via the WIA on this one or the Bureau. More details now. Seems like Dave Burton, VK4ABD, will be operating from the Willis Island Bureau of Meteorology site in the Australian Coral Sea Territories from early December 09 until July next year as VK9WBM. Due to shift work commitments, there will be no fixed schedule or pre-arranged contacts. Operation will be on the 40-metre band and above, and as the RSGB said, QSL via Bureau or WIA. Late news in is that Dale, VK4DMC, is on top of this expedition and will keep the WIA National News Group abreast of our weatherman.
Amateur Radio, home of the good guys. The team of 5 GB2RS newsreaders in northwest England have been given transceivers for 2 metres, 4 metres and 6 metres for use in transmitting the news. The radios have come from Graham, G1PYA, a regular listener to GB2RS. The 5 newsreaders G4, GSY, G0MRL, G0NAJ, M1NTO and M0HDE would like to record their very great thanks to Graham for this valuable gift, which is so clearly in the traditional spirit of amateur radio.
Education, youth and advancement of amateur radio. An email from France a few weeks ago resulted in ARCS Academy's first international student registration, and today, Ted M6EAW, an English Foundation call holder, attended a special short course and then sat and passed his VK Foundation licence. Ted arrived in Australia a couple of days ago and braved a rather rainy Melbourne Sunday morning. Waiting to greet Ted were Lino, VK3BAD, and John, VK3DQ. After a brief coffee and one of Jean, VK3VIP's homemade chocolate muffins, it was down to study and a special 4-hour foundation revision course was done. A lunch of ham and salad rolls went down very well, and just after lunch, Lionel, VK3NM, arrived to help with the assessments, but not before having his share of the Tim Tams. Nice one, Lionel.
Yep.
After the course of instruction, Lino had to leave for a family function, so Lionel and John put Ted through his exams, and the result was a pass with flying colours. Ted has requested the call sign VK3FEAW, and he'll return to France in a few days, but hopes to return home to Melbourne in a year's time, when he would like to study to upgrade his licence. Well done, Ted.
Well done, Ted, indeed.